What's up?
Tommy, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
I am so hoping
Oh, Wayne, we lost you. I think you got muted.
there we go.
There we
All
go.
right. We got a show for you guys. And we got a special guest. But first, Tommy, you know the drill. For those of you guys that are watching, you know the drill. We have to start the show off with a little music. Let's go.
Agility from the champion. Oh, deep six. That could be it. Delivers this deep six.
Good evening, Deep Six Pro Wrestling Podcast fans. This is a special edition coming at you live. I am from here in Chicago tonight. I am getting ready for All Out. Tommy, I'm actually in a time zone behind you this time.
Yeah, we're close. We actually, funny enough, we got to get together and meet for the first time. Deep Six Pro Wrestling got together here in good old Indiana. How'd you enjoy coming out and going to that bar we went to?
It was not bad of a ride. For those of you guys that are watching, me and Tom, we got together for the first time with my friend Rob, and it was a good ride. Not terrible. 3 hours. We lost an hour on the way there, gained an hour on the way back. But Brewburger, Indianapolis, is a nice little small city.
Yeah, man.
We did a little checking out some stuff. Lucas Oil Stadium, we drove by. We caught that on the way home.
Okay, good. I know you're asking me how close it was, so it's good that you finally got.
But listen, we just those of you guys that are watching, just bear with us. I'm in a hotel. We're having internet connections. Tommy's got the rundown. If for some reason I lose connection, I have to back out and then back in. But before we get it started, let's introduce to you the returning Randy Zelia from The Cut Pro Wrestling Podcast, Back Sports Page. Randy, how are you doing? Welcome back.
How did I end up on this show? I think I was on my way to my show, and I might have taken a wrong turn.
How we doing?
Is that Tommy Smith?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
How we doing?
Oh my Lord. Long time no talk, my friend.
Yes.
So Wayne, listen, I want to let you know that Kenny Omega is an imposter. He is an
really?
Yep, because my friend,
he's got the time.
my friend, am the AEW World Heavyweight. Look, it says my name right here on the belt.
You would have the connections with Don Callis.
Listen, it says right there. Look, it says my name right there. Come on, it does. So he's an imposter. I'll just put this one on the side.
I think you guys are going to need to settle that in the ring sometime. Maybe at Revolution.
Listen, for the simple fact that, you know, my with my heritage and everything else that I am definitely a manager / outside the ring type of guy. I'm not one to get into the ring. I complain about a splinter, so me getting in the ring and taking any bumps will probably be a bad idea. With all that being said, thank you guys for having me on the show. I appreciate it. It's been a long time since I've seen both of you guys virtually or visually. And I also think this is the first time on your show that I'm ever worn glasses. So this is a real first for you guys. So we're not trying to break any real news here, but
we're
yes,
getting the whole experience.
I knew there was some added charm about you tonight, Randy.
Listen, I appreciate that. Thank you. I want to wish everybody a happy Rosh Hashanah. Wayne is 5% celebrating the holiday. I just want to let you know, and you know we're there. And guys, listen. On the subject of professional wrestling, I got to say, All Out is looking like it's a good card. Obviously, we all know about some quote unquote surprises that are heading towards AEW. Wayne, I have to ask. Are you, since you're in Chicago for All Out, will you be attending the shows that happen to be less than an hour from your house? Or are you only going to faraway places like because right now the Prudential Center and Arthur Ashe Stadium both hosting AEW Dynamite 2 consecutive weeks? Will you be there, or do you only go to shows that are 6 hours away from your home?
That's a good one. Well, listen, All Out is a major show. That probably, arguably, well, this is being dubbed as the biggest show of the year, first of all. But between that and All In, the two biggest shows. But being at three different events, this week and baseball games in between, I really haven't crossed the bridge yet. If I'll be at Arthur Ashe yet. And then I also hear that AEW is going to be at USBC Arena with the new arena that are going to host the Islanders going forward. So AEW is going to be doing a lot around here. They're dynamites. I typically like to go to the biggest shows, including WrestleMania at SummerSlam if it's nearby. So I guess when that time comes, I will have that figured out for sure. That Arthur Ashe show is fitting to be a big show, though. I'm going to try to make that.
Well, I'm gonna put Tommy Smith over right now, so you have to bear with me. And this is me putting both. No, I'm putting both of you guys over actually, and I'm saying this. I know I have a very strong on-air presence sometimes, and I know that I do a lot of speaking, a lot of boasting, but from where this show has started back a year, right when the beginning of the pandemic to where it is now, I want to congratulate both of you guys on all the success that you guys have had. You guys have put a lot of hard work in, a lot of time into this, and you guys are starting to see the results with the following the show is having. So I want to congratulate you guys both. When Em and I stopped being on the show, I know things were a little bit in flux, but Wayne, you certainly to grab the bull by the horns, and you didn't stop. And again, I'm putting both of you guys over like crazy because it's well deserved. You guys are not getting the credit you guys deserve. Building an audience the way you guys have, it's something that I know that I'm having struggles with the new direction of the cut. You guys have really, really done a tremendous job, and you guys deserve the praise that I know that sometimes, I know Tommy and I've always spoke about this privately, but sometimes that recognition is not given. And so I want to let you know sometimes even when it's coming from your peers and your supporters, sometimes it's nice to hear that compliment. And so I want to compliment you guys on the success so far of the Deep Six Pro Wrestling podcast. Wayne and Tommy, you guys have done a tremendous job, and I really hope you guys can keep up the good work.
Appreciate that, man. Definitely.
Randy, thank you so much. I mean, listen, even if it's just baby steps, it's baby steps in the right direction. So as long as we're moving, that's all we care about. Thank you so much.
Can I ask you guys both a question? I know this is not something your listeners will probably want to hear, but for you guys, what is it like being able to have this type of platform? Because you guys are both passionate about pro wrestling. You guys both love watching Raw, love SmackDown, AEW, all the different promotions. For you guys, because I know for me, like, and I'm not trying to promote the cut too much on here because this is your time, but for me, I have a small group of guys who I'm working with now, and we're trying to figure out the right path besides just interview. How do you guys feel about you guys balancing it out, making sure you guys are keeping the content fresh enough and sustainable for a certain amount of time without it being without it being old, you know what I mean, without being too time sensitive?
I mean, you want to go on that one, Wayne?
I don't think it ever gets old when you constantly talk about what's relevant. Yeah, I think that's what people want to hear about. That's what we like to deliver is the most relevant information that we can give you guys. I do know in the very beginning when we first started, we were just doing match by match reviews and every single show. It took a while, twice a week.
And Tommy was making us laugh in the chat.
Yeah, but now we like to streamline and talk about what's relevant to what's going on. And let me tell you, All Out is a very very relevant show, which we'll cover. And a lot of we want to talk about what makes the ears spike up, so to speak. What makes the ears perk up, and what's going to spark the interest.
Yeah.
So.
I was just gonna say. I mean, I think one of the things that me and Wayne have always talked about is just the fact that we're both looking at. We keep our eyes on the current product and what's going on and keep up to date, but we also have that age gap to where he's looking at it from he's seen a lot of live shows and he's seen, wrestling a lot longer than, even before I was born. So having that age gap and having two different viewpoints on it, I think is something that kind of helps make it fresh and keep it original. And the fact that, we get to, we like to talk just kind of random stuff, whatever's going on in the world, or especially in sports, with both of us being, him being a Red Sox fan and me being the number one team in the American League, the Rays fan. Just had to throw that out there, but it's what keeps our podcast fresh.
Well,
Sorry,
and
Wayne, I meant to say the number one team in the entire American League. Not just
I'm just trying to keep a straight face here.
the whole American League.
what makes that even more funny is he's a Red Sox fan, you're a Rays fan, and I'm a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
So that makes that even better. And it's funny too. You guys said that about what we do on the cut, and that's why I never looked at it as a competition thing, is because we focus so much on doing that one-on-one interview, or getting that interview, and talking with some of these stars, these younger stars, about being in the business. And it's like, you guys do such a great job with keeping the current topics going. It's one of the reasons why I stay away from it. It's because you guys are doing such a good job with it. So why, like, my attitude is, I don't think my guys we would not do it as well as you guys are doing it. So we're finding an alternate to it, because look, I think that it's the hardest thing in the world to find that niche and get into that groove the way you guys are doing it. And I'm going to let you guys go in a minute, because I don't think people are going to want to hear me ramble on about behind the scenes stuff for 10 minutes. But with that, that's just how I've always been. I always find that stuff fascinating. And, so I always say to people that if you, play the music your way, if you play the music the way you guys want to do it, and you guys are certainly playing it to a great beat. And, a little jealous of Wayne that he got to go out to Indianapolis to see you, Tommy. I know you and I sort of drifted apart a little bit, and not on the as much as on the same page as we were a few months ago. But hopefully we can get back there, and hopefully we can find a way. I heard you got great things going on, and keep rocking the show, man. And I can say I can't be any happy. I couldn't be any happier for you, man. It's all good stuff. And Wayne will tell you that I ask about you all the time. And I hope you guys keep rocking. And if you guys ever need my help on the show, and I will make one prediction for AEW All Out. One prediction. I don't know if it's going to be a title change, but I think the steel cage match between the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers is going to steal the show. And I think that is. I don't agree with. I don't agree with a lot of the rest of the card, to be honest with you. I think the Christian Cage Omega match is very predictable at this point. I think the Casino Battle Royal is going to have some interest, and I definitely want to see. And it's putting the focus on the women to where it should be. The TNT Championship, I think that feels like a filler match in my eyes. I'm just giving you my quick predictions of the show, so I apologize. I knew you guys were going to go deep in it in about a minute. And the CM Punk Darby Allin match, I think it's going to be a good match, but I feel like I already know what the outcome is going to be. So I think I can't remember off the top of my head what other matches that there really are. I know this is one of the first ones they've done without Cody. I think Cody's only missed 2 pay-per-views since AEW has started. Oh, the Jericho MJF match. I think that one's too close to call, because I can see them going either way. I'm hoping Jericho wins, but I wouldn't be surprised if they put MJF over.
It's interesting.
Well, a lot to unpack there, right?
Yeah, absolutely is. Well, for you guys that are watching, we have a little bit of an audience here. Make sure I'm gonna plug Randy really quick before we dive into predictions. Make sure you follow Randy on a Cut Pro Wrestling podcast. Yes, if you aren't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to this too as well. But make sure you check out Randy. He does things that are a little bit different than us. I mean, he's a champion, and also he interviews various wrestlers, which is a lot. You'll get a lot of behind the scenes for the Good Brothers, Thunder Rosa, a lot of big names recently. Yeah, so we got All Out to predict. We're not going to keep you guys long because me and my buddy, we want to get out to the hideout, meet up with a friend of ours from the Living the Gimmick, and then possibly catch up with Sean Ross Sapp. We have the buy-in match, the 10-man tag match. And Randy, like you said, this seems like a very predictable pay-per-view that we have going on. But we have the 10-man tag, Matt Hardy, 2H2, Private Party versus Yuta, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Jurassic Express. I think the show starts off hot. This will be one of the good matches that we see. The crowd's going to be hot for this. I have to say, I'm going to go with the good guys here. Yuta, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Jurassic Express with the win here. Tommy, Randy, any things you may have to say about this match before we move on?
I feel like it's a good card filler. I feel it's a way of getting some guys onto the show. Look, I think there's one thing that people seem to forget, and I think it's the experience of Matt Hardy, what he brings to the business. He's a very creative mind. I think there's going to be a point where fans might just get a little tired of seeing Matt in the ring. And I think Matt has a lot to contribute outside the ring. And the fact that he's working with young talent like Private Party, I think they're benefiting from him right now tremendously because I think they're just so young. They're only in their early 20s. And some of the other talent around there, I think Matt's giving the Blade a rub. They're giving Ali a rub. I think them being with Matt Hardy brings them to another level. But I think there's got to be a point where I like Matt as a manager, as like that $1 million man, $1 million corporation role. I like Matt being in that spot. I don't really have that urge to want to see Matt Hardy in the ring anymore. From the other side with Orange Cassidy and that crew, I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't think if Trent is not there, don't call them the best friends. Because that's what Chuck and Trent are. They're the best friends with Orange Cassidy.
I agree.
But you just could just say Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor. I'm sorry, I forgot the third guy who's been with them for the last couple of weeks. And
Yuta Wheeler.
Yuta Wheeler. Okay.
Or Wheeler Yuta.
Wheeler Yuta. Same him. It's just the names backwards. That's pretty much what it is. So with that being said, and then obviously you're using Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, which you have many different ways you can go with it, but. I'm not a fan of putting Matt Hardy in that situation in the ring anymore.
Are you about to laugh, Wayne, or something?
I think he froze.
Oh, he froze.
Tommy, how do you feel about the Matt Hardy thing? Because you're more of from the younger generation. I think when Matt was really getting big with WWE. Yeah. I don't remember how young you were at that point, but. At this point in time, he's reaching that 50 mark. You know what I mean? And there's something like I know how they're using Sting very sparingly right now, and what they're doing with other legends like Jake the Snake and Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. Is there a point with Matt Hardy you're just sitting there going like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this?
I mean, I think that point kind of came with that match with Guevara, where he took that spot that was just absolutely brutal. The falling off the scaffolding or the little lift riser, and then keep going. They continued the match. That was a huge controversy. At a point, I mean, I think every wrestler knows this. Your career comes to an end, and you do want to hang on. You do want to keep having that last match. If it's in a way that can build up a star, I like it. In a match sense, but he's already in a kind of, like we said, that manager role. He fits that well. He can still what's the word, teach and be able to help the younger guys from a managerial role versus being in the ring with them all the time. So if it's something like the Guevara feud where he did still give Guevara the rub, or something where he's building up someone else, that's fine. But that whole stuff with Orange Cassidy didn't need that rub. There's times where he does need to kind of let it go, I would say.
Well, what I always say on the cut is presentation is everything. It matters how you present the guy. Heath Slater and Santino Morelos were treated as comedy acts in WWE when you see them in other organizations it's hard to look at them as anything else but comedy acts at that point.
Yeah.
So like it's funny I say comedy acts and I look at Orange Cassidy. We looked at Orange Cassidy for all those months with Chris Jericho, and you wanted us to treat him as a main eventer. Now he's like on this level, but the mystique of his character is sort of gone.
Yeah.
So again, it all comes down to presentation. So Matt Hardy wasn't being perceived as very well as WWE. He had the delete and the broken Matt Hardy thing in Impact, the Woken thing in WWE,
Yep.
and he realized during the pandemic the broken character won't work without fans. So now he reinvented himself again, which is awesome. But like you just said, there's got to be a point where you just sort of say, it's not going to work for me in the ring.
Yeah.
So,
Wayne,
and I
we're
think
wrapping up talking about the
10-man.
The 10-man match. So what do we got next? We have the Casino Battle Royal.
Sorry, but
The women's battle royal. Can I tell you? I really love. And I'm not saying this because we got to know her over the last few months, but Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
I really felt that since she beat Britt Baker in that match a few months ago, she really has not benefited from that win.
Yeah.
I feel like that match benefited Britt by her losing because and Thunder Rosa didn't get the benefit from it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think she's done a really good job in being just a really consistent member of that women's roster. However, if we're talking about who's going to get a title shot, win this match and get the title shot, I don't know if I want to see Thunder Rosa get another shot.
No.
I really want to see the person who I'm going to pick get a title shot because I'm not the biggest fan, but I just think it makes storyline sense to have Jade Cargill get the win here. Unless if there's somebody big returning or debuting, and no discredit to Ruby Riott, but Ruby Soho. I don't think that she can believably be a title contender in her first match. And I think girls like Penelope Ford, like I said, Jade Cargill, they have better chances of winning. So yeah, I'm gonna go Jade Cargill on that one.
Would you be surprised to see Lana show up or CJ Perry show up as a mystery entrant into the Casino Battle Royal?
Would I be surprised? No. I don't think it would fit. I still kind of would like her as again, no disrespect to her in-ring ability, but I feel like I'd rather see her just put with Miro and be that manager because I feel like she was at her best, and so was Rusev when they were together.
I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I like you just said before too. They already had the Nyla Rose experiment, which didn't really work out too well.
Yeah.
It was really nice. I think Jade winning it because I think they need to have Sheeta was dominant, but you never felt like she was once Britt got going, you knew that was coming. Yeah. I'm not sure if Jade needs the belt to be an attraction to draw money.
I don't think she does either, but I just feel like the storyline sense of who can beat her. She just obviously dominated Red Velvet I think a week ago, 2 weeks ago, in like 2 minutes. I just feel like it's time if she's gonna have the no opponent storyline. Just let her get the win and let her be a big surprise. You can still have Britt Baker win that match and maybe be the first person to beat her, but I just feel like she's the best pick from a storyline sense going into this match.
I agree.
Tommy, who do you got winning?
Jade Cargill.
Who did you guys pick on winning this match?
Jade.
We both said Jade. It makes I can't see anyone throwing her out.
She's up there. I'm going to have to say that there has been rumors of Ruby Riott, I guess we're calling her Ruby Soho now, of being the mystery guest. I think she comes in and wins this.
No, not for.
I'm just not. I'm not too sure if Jade is ready to be thrusted in that title picture just yet.
But do you really think if you put Jade Cargill in a title match and then you put Ruby Soho in a title match, who would be more believable to win that match?
Ruby Riot
I feel.
You think Ruby Riot
Well,
would be
no,
more believable?
or Ruby Soho.
Really? You
A lot,
really
a lot more seasoned. A lot more seasoned.
I guess, but her character was never the most over person. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I'm just saying she's gonna make noise, but this isn't somebody, like this isn't like Trish Stratus level.
Jade's got the momentum behind her for sure.
That's what I'm saying. She has the momentum. The whole storyline that nobody can beat her. I just feel like that's where that sets this storyline apart, and that she can be the one who wins the match.
I gotta be honest with you, 100% honest with you. I think if Ruby Soho wins that match, it's like Leo Rush. If she's in the match, I think it'll be just as cool as seeing Leo Rush show up earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Some of the other Ethan Page showing up. I'd like to see her in the match. I don't want to see her winning. I think winning that match is like steps. Unlike, and I'm not meaning to take a shot at WWE. All you WWE fans, I apologize now, but with AEW, I feel like there's a little bit of progression. If you're winning a match like that, they want to put you in a featured spot. You may not win, but they put you in a featured spot. Since Christian Cage has come in, Jungle Boy has gone to another level.
Yeah.
Ruby Soho can come in and be in that match and not win and still be at a good level. So I think Jade is the one that makes the most sense. I know Tony Khan said on the media call, Wayne, you and I were both on, that Tony Khan's is taking this match very seriously and wanted to have the females to have more of a voice in the company. But at the same time, I just don't see Ruby Soho making a big enough dent to win that type of match.
Yep, agreed.
Well, do we get another surprise appearance, by the way? Is it possible that maybe we get Mickie James in there?
Mickie James? I don't think Mickie James is showing up. I think there's only one spot.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to see I'd love to see Deonna Purrazzo make a rare appearance.
As of I read earlier on.
There's two? Okay.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Yeah.
I would love that.
We don't need to talk about this match. Paul White versus QT Marshall. I have a weird feeling about this. I think QT Marshall gets the win here for some kind of shenanigans.
See, I could see him getting the win because I want to believe that
shouldn't.
That he shouldn't, but I want to believe that AEW is trying to do what WWE did that was so successful in the Attitude Era, was giving every single person on the roster something to do, put them in some situation, and having the Gun Club turn heel on Wednesday, that has to mean something. I could see Big Show get the win. I think that's kind of the obvious choice, but I'm actually going with you. I'm putting my faith in the fact that AEW is going to continue that story, and they'll get involved and help QT win or something like that. So I'm going to go with QT.
Randy, would you agree that this is probably going to lead to like a Big Show versus Billy Gunn?
I think Randy's internet slipped. Wayne, I mean, do you really think that Ruby Riot could believably come in and win?
I believe that. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, listen, Ruby Riot's one of the most seasonal wrestlers out of the females. Quite possibly the most seasoned wrestler in that match. I wouldn't see why not.
I guess I understand that. I don't know, man. I can't see that happening.
Well, to see. I mean, like I said, Jade Cargill is like my top 2 or 3 pick. I just don't feel like, she's ready to be in the position to take the title off of Britt Baker. She's super green right now, so AEW's done a very good job protecting Jade Cargill as much as possible. So we'll have to see. And then we got Jon Moxley versus Satoshi versus Ko Hima. Kohima is a well-known star from New Japan, and
Kojima, Satoshi
anyhow,
Kojima. I love Satoshi Kojima.
so did I say that right? Satoshi Kojima.
Satoshi Kojima.
John Moxley hasn't really been part of a major program lately. I feel like I don't want to say he's gone stale, but I feel like they're kind of just giving this match just something to do right now. Tommy, what do you think of John Moxley's current program and his match for tomorrow night?
I don't know if he's gone stale. I just think that because the whole forbidden door is open, they want to get as much New Japan talent that they can get. They want to have a showcase. Maybe there's some deal that we don't know about or whatever. But I don't think he's gone stale. I'm interested in this match. I can't say that I've seen a good bunch of Satoshi Kojima's matches, but I'm interested in it. I've always been a fan of Moxley's matches. So yeah, it'll be a good match. I would be 1,000% shocked if Moxley does not win. So I'm going with Moxley. But yeah, it should be. I'm a little bit interested in this match.
For those of you guys that are watching, I must interrupt ourselves. Yeah, Randy had to jet out. He's having internet connections. I'm having internet connections too, so we're trying to work through it. So thank you so much for bearing with me bouncing in and out of the room, and Randy's having internet connections. He's not going to be coming back on. But man, I gotta silence my phone. Jeez. Anyhow, we have the AEW TNT Championship also this week. So, I mean, a lot of this card is fairly predictable. I do not see this title changing, in my opinion, whatsoever. I think when we get a very good match, the story is there. I feel like this is the point where you introduce CJ Perry, formerly known as Lana. I think this is where she comes out and costs Eddie Kingston the match. I think that would probably be the way to bring her in, and I can see Miro getting the win there. What do you think, Tommy?
Yeah, same thing. Got Miro. I don't know if we see Lana debut tomorrow. I just feel like still kind of putting Miro as this unbeatable heel. I think that can still do some work with, and I think Kingston's a good guy to help build that character. So let's hold off on Lana, but yeah, I got Rusev winning. This one should be not an easy win for him, but it will be one that he'll look good in the end.
Yeah, and there's rumors of a possible that at Arthur Ashe Stadium, Eddie Kingston could get another match should he lose. There's rumors that it could very well be booked that way, where Eddie Kingston gets a rematch at Arthur Ashe Stadium and gets the win, gets the belt there, the good feel-good story in his home turf. So having that information in the back of my head, I have to believe Miro is definitely walking out of the arena, the Now Arena, with the TNT Championship, and that possibly could see a rematch down the road for sure. And I'm believing that we get the I believe we get Lana too.
Fair enough.
What else we got? Oh, Randy was saying earlier that quite possibly the match of the night could very well be this, and I don't disagree.
Yeah.
AEW Tag Team Championship on the line. Young Bucks defend against Lucha Brothers in the steel cage match. And I think we're going to get a very good match here. Young Bucks have had the belts for at least 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct? Maybe 6 to 9 months already?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I believe so. I believe 6 to 8 months. That sounds right. I lose you, Wayne.
Certified Hustler, how you doing, man? Thank you for joining us. Feel free to leave any comments. Um, yeah, so I think we got the Young Bucks losing here. I'll tell you why. I
Wow.
feel like we're at the point where I think they can take the titles off of them here. I don't see any other titles changing on the show, first of all. So I think out of any title match, this is probably the one that would change out of all of them. If I only had to choose one, I think this would be the match. I think Lucha Bros get the win with quite possibly, maybe, Adam Cole showing up during this match. Maybe, as a surprise.
Oh, I guess he's not. I guess he is because he was
Lucha Bros don't need any outside interference to beat the Young Bucks. I think they can. It'd be believable to win without outside interference.
Yeah, dude, I fully agree with you. I think the addition of Adam Cole could be huge, but I just don't think the time's right to take the titles off the Bucks. I really do think that they, as much as I don't like them, that's kind of their job as heels is to make me not like them. So the fact that I think that they're the best heels in the business right now, I want to see Jurassic Express take the titles off. If Kingston doesn't get that match at Arthur Ashe, I think Jurassic Express versus Young Bucks could be a really good kind of feel good moment. So I'm gonna go with the Young Bucks again. Did you hear me?
Tommy, you broke up the whole time on my end. I totally missed what you said.
I said I'll make it real quick. I said let's go with the Young Bucks. I just think that I want to see Jurassic Express be the ones to take the titles off of them. I think we lost Wayne again, but that's all good. We're still here with the Deep Six All Out predictions for 2021. We're excited for this
No,
show.
I'm here.
Wayne is back. I don't have to kind of ad lib as we're going there. Wayne, your internet is killing you, man. You might have lost him again, guys. This is oh, is he back? Wayne, are you back?
I'm here.
Man, your internet's killing you, bro.
Oh man, I know. I'm working off a hotel internet. But yeah, let's move it along.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I got the Young Bucks, and I'd say if Adam Cole shows up this weekend, it's during this match, I believe.
Yep, I can see that. I agree. We're having some internet trouble here, man. What's going on? That hotel Wi-Fi is not treating Wayne right.
You were like frozen on your end.
Hey, man, you're frozen on yours. Can you hear me though?
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to switch Wi-Fi's here.
All right, that's all good. I'll hold down the fort.
I'm gonna have to switch Wi-Fi's here. Continue on. You got the rundown.
All right, man.
You
We're gonna
got.
talk next about the Chris Jericho MJF match. This is the third time that they've met, I believe. Chris Jericho, obviously, we just saw him compete in the labors of Jericho, the 5 labors of Jericho, losing to MJF in the fifth match. This is gonna be big, man. This is, Chris Jericho putting his career on the line, saying if he's not gonna win. This one is tough to call, and I think Randy said it best when we were talking about it here before. You really can't determine if Jericho is going to be done and fully move to the commentary desk, or if he's going to go, go and beat him, go and beat MJF. I think having MJF as the winner is best for storyline purposes, but I really just think we're going to see Chris Jericho get the win. It makes sense to kind of still keep him around and still keep a viable veteran on the roster who's able to put on matches more, maybe more in the sense of Dustin Rhodes with more matches. But this is going to be a good match. I enjoyed their matches with the Labors of Jericho. I kind of thought that we would see that match in the fifth labor of Jericho be this match. I did not think we'd get two more Jericho MJF matches, but this is I'm okay with it. I think it's going to be a good part of the card. I think we're going to see maybe not the Painmaker, but I really think the Chicago crowd is going to be behind Jericho. Obviously, we know with the Judas, every entrance that he does, the crowd is going crazy singing the song. I think the Houston edition was such a cool thing with the fact that he couldn't come out to the music. But yeah, man, we're going with Jericho. We'll get Wayne's prediction when he gets back if he can ever fix his internet. Now we're going to talk about the AEW Women's Championship. Dr. Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. This one, I think, again, we've talked about it. This pay-per-view is a little predictable, but it still should be good. And I still think that is the theme of this match. It's predictable. Britt Baker's not losing her title here. It doesn't make sense. Statlander has done really well since being paired up with Orange Cassidy and Best Friends, but it just doesn't make sense for her to be the person to take the title off Britt Baker. And Britt Baker's just so over with the crowd. The fans love her. Obviously, her and Tony Schiavone's friendship is something that is really over just with the internet wrestling community, and I think that it just makes sense to have Britt Baker be the champion going into the match against whoever wins the Casino Battle Royal, which again, as I said earlier, I believe will be Jade Cargill. And I think that that's a money match that you can do at Full Gear. Let Jade get some higher quality wins on the road to Full Gear. And obviously Britt Baker can still be, a major attraction in the let's have a big match at, Arthur Ashe, whatever, if they end up calling it that, or if it's, if there's a different name for it. But yeah, that's my pick. I'm going to go with Britt Baker. I think it's going to be another good match. And then we're getting on to the kind of double main event here. I think the one match that everyone is looking forward to, and I'm sure we'll get Wayne's opinion when he comes back. CM Punk returning after 7 years away from the wrestling business, UFC career, 0-2 in those 2 matches. Now he comes back to AEW in his hometown of Chicago, Illinois, to face Darby Allin with Sting at ringside. I mean, talk about something that wrestling fans have been waiting for. This is something that, a lot of people won't admit it, but that crying fan at the AEW First Dance, that was a lot of people. I definitely believe that was a lot of people who had just been waiting for CM Punk to return. And the fact that we didn't have to guess anymore. We didn't have to question if it was happening. It finally happened. That moment was just as good as it should have been. And now we're going to get a match with somebody who I think is one of the better members of the AEW roster in Darby Allin. Darby's been on fire. We saw him obviously win the TNT Championship a lot of last year and hold that into this year before losing to Miro. This has the potential to be really good. My only problem is I'm really worried that the fan hype around this match is already too high, and anything they're not going to reach those expectations, which is unfair because obviously, again, this is Punk's first match in 7 years. You can train, but I think one of the best quotes that I've ever heard in wrestling is you're not ready for hitting that rope and taking a bump in a live setting. And so being in that match with Darby, I think, is a good dance partner to have. The obvious pick here is Punk. I just don't see how you can have CM Punk not win in his first match in 7 years. So we're going to go with CM Punk. And then finally, the final match of the night, Kenny Omega defending his AEW championship against Christian Cage. This is going to be a good one. Again, I know I've said that a lot. This card really does have potential to be one of the better pay-per-views of all time. It really is stacked. It stinks that we didn't get the Andrade El Idolo versus Pac match that we were promised. Obviously, we don't know the whole reasoning behind why that match was canceled, but it's still going to have the potential to be a really good card. And I think this match is going to turn a lot of heads and really show that Christian is still good in the ring and could still go and can still be a viable contender for a title. Obviously, he did win the Impact Championship. But Kenny Omega's winning this match. Let's just get it out of the way. This match is that title match against Hangman Page that again, knock on wood, it's got to happen at Full Gear. It just doesn't make sense for it to not happen at Full Gear. I think that's when you pull it off. You want to make that November kind of end of the year pay-per-view. You still have a big moment. So giving it to Hangman then is the best time to do it, in my opinion. But yeah, we're going to see Omega and Christian Cage go at it. Omega gets the win here. I'm going to say 25 minutes. Give them time to get into it. And then at the end of the night, we're going to see Bryan Danielson, make his illustrious debut with AEW. It's going to be a fun one. I'm really excited for it. Wayne, we got you back on. I just wrapped up talking about the Kenny Omega match. I'll get your quick thoughts on the Punk and Omega matches, and we can wrap it up from there because I know you're still struggling with your internet. Wayne's still having problems.
Tommy.
Hello. Can you hear me, Wayne?
Having problems over here, and I am like trying to figure this out. I mean, where did you leave off exactly?
I actually just got through to the Christian Cage Omega match. I did a quick little. There's only so much you can say when you're talking to just yourself. So I gave my rundown of the last few matches on the card. So we can just get your picks. I mean, what do you think is going to happen, Britt Baker and Chris Statlander?
Yeah.
We're losing you, Wayne.
Oh boy. Again, with what you were just talking about, and those of you guys that are watching, we apologize, but we may have to try this again with a better internet connection at a later point.
Yeah.
Or figure it out tomorrow. But Kenny Omega, he's going to be winning that title for sure. He's going to retain that title for sure. Christian's not winning that. Christian already got his one win over Kenny Omega. So that's what leads me to believe that Kenny is going to get that one win back. So this is the kind of like the booking issues that they have, and they've played it off pretty well so far. But when you have companies competing against other companies, who should go over who, with Christian getting that win over Kenny Omega for that belt, Impact title, kind of, and then the return match with Kenny Omega already the champion with AEW. They've booked this pretty well. I mean, yeah. But if they keep having wrestlers going to the Forbidden Door, I mean, it's kind of going to be kind of hard which champion that you put over another champion and what have you. But I think this one's been booked just fine. I don't think Christian should be the guy to take the AEW title off. I believe that's going to go to Hangman.
Yep, that's what I was saying. Yep, we definitely agree on that one, man.
Really quick, what else did we miss here?
Darby, what do you think of that one?
Oh, I got Jericho winning, by the way.
Yeah, Jericho. What do you think of Punk and Darby?
I got Jericho winning, by the way. MJ has already beaten him 3 times. Punk is going to win. I think we're going to have a great match. We could see quite possibly maybe the spot where Daniel Bryan comes in for the save, because I believe there's going to be some after-match shenanigans. Yep. You got 2.0 is going to come in and try to interfere. And Daniel Garcia, he's going to rear his ugly head. We're going to get a full match. We're going to get a full match with Darby and CM Punk. That's happening. We're going to get a great match. The fans are going to get what they paid for sure, no doubt about it. But in the end, Punk gets the win. We could see shenanigans after that, and then insert Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan comes to the save, and I think we see Daniel Bryan. In my opinion, if it happens, I think we can get CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Darby Allin versus 2.0 and Daniel Garcia in 2 weeks at Arthur Ashe. I believe it's 2 weeks from now. But we'll have to see what happens there for sure. I have Britt Baker winning and retaining against Chris Statlander. Britt Baker's way too hot. The Chicago crowd is going to love her tomorrow.
My bad, man. Get scared by the dog.
You're good. Thank you, guys. We pretty much, Tommy, I know you pretty much covered everything, and I covered as much as I could. What a train wreck of an internet connection here that I have. Thank you guys that are watching, that are bearing with this for sure. This is typically not how we like to do a show with bad internet. We like to have good internet here, but I am away in Chicago, kind of doing this on the whim. And I'll have to figure out tomorrow where the best spot for internet connection is, and then this way we can deliver an aftermath, a post-show reaction for you guys. But in the meantime, we're gonna have a great show. We'll wrap this up really quick. We're gonna have a great show tomorrow night. I can't wait. The fans are gonna be into it. It's gonna be a full crowd on hand. First time to see CM Punk in 7 years. I cannot wait. It's gonna be a great show. Pretty predictable card. Like I said, the only titles I see changing is probably the tag title match. Again, just to reiterate, if we get Adam Cole, it could be here in this spot during the tag title match in the cage. But I don't. I'm not too sure if we get that. We'll have to see. But big rumors about Daniel Bryan all over Twitter. I've been following all day.
Yep, I'm sure he comes out. I'm sure.
I mean, if I'm forced to pick the higher probability who comes out between the two of them, I think it's Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't think they're going to do Lana, Ruby Soho, Daniel Bryan, and Adam Cole all in one night. I know they're pitching this as their biggest show of the year, but I think we get one male appearance outside of what we're going to get with Lana and possibly Ruby Soho.
I agree, man.
But for those of you guys that are watching, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for bearing with our internet connection. We're going to, instead of calling Tommy Hangman, I'm going to have to call him Tommy Lagman because of my internet connection, Tommy is lagging like crazy. So it's been a little tough to get through with the internet connection here. Tommy Lagman Smith. Oh, man. But Tommy, thank you so much for putting up with the internet connection here. Sucks over here in Chicago. I'm going to have to try to figure this out tomorrow. Yeah. Those of you guys that are watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button and be prepared for a post show tomorrow. Hopefully we have a better internet connection. That would be absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
The show ends for you at 12. It ends for me by 11 o'clock. So I have that little hour advantage on you. But, we'll try to get back here as soon as possible and try to figure out tomorrow where the best internet connection is and deliver a show for you guys. And then maybe I'll go on my cell phone and do it. But we'll figure that out. But anyway, those of you guys that are watching, you guys have an awesome night. I am going to go and enjoy Chicago. Tom, thank you so much for hopping on tonight.
For sure, man.
And you all have a great night.